Hello, friends, and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Database System Check, and this time around, we'll be learning how to check the database table space usage. Okay, the person in an Oracle database, table space is a logical storage unit that groups related logical structures together, such as tables, indexes, and other things, large objects, LOBs. We should be aware that over a period of time, data in a database will just keep on growing as expected. And it's really best to avoid bigger problems in the future once the database runs out of space. So the person usually in charge of doing that is the guy called DBA, Database Administrator. But it also helps if you know how to do this kind of checking, okay? So how it's done is by regularly checking the database table space. It's called table space. Let's have a look at our database. And for this purpose, we shall be using the view called DBA underscore table spaces. Okay, so DBA underscore table spaces. DBA table spaces is a view, it's an Oracle built-in view, and not all database users have access to this. But for sure, the DBA will have access to it because it's part of his responsibilities, it's part of his job. But somebody with a technical role, such as an application support developer, guys with a technical role on the database side will most likely have access to this view. Okay, so just remember that this is the go-to view if you want to know about the health, the table space status or situation, where you're at, how much table space is available or free. Okay, so let's just execute this. Select asterisk from DBA table spaces. Just I'm telling you this is not because, like I said, it is not something that may be accessible to everyone, but this is the one that you will go to once you need to look at this information. This, you can see that this view is not a table, it's a view, contains a lot of columns, right? And if you're using SQL Developer, such as the one we are using in this video, you can, there's a way to look at the structure of this view better than going one by one here. You can see there's so many columns, max extents, max size, percentage increase. So you can put your mouse click on the view name and do a Shift F4. That is if you're using SQL Developer. And then it will show you the columns, okay? So if you wanted to know more about each of the columns of this view, then you can just scroll to the right and you see a column called comments. And it will have comments for most of the columns, especially the most important ones, the more important ones, all right? Like say, tablespace name, obviously it's tablespace name, and then you have, let's say, extent management tracking. So it will give you the information you need pertinent to that column you're looking at in the view called DBA table spaces. Okay, but if you just want to see the basic and useful info from DBA table spaces, you can try this much shorter query. Much shorter, I mean less columns to be displayed. So select tablespace name, status, contents from DBA table spaces, and it has this. So we can see from this output that the database we're using has 5 table spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the names of those table spaces, and all of them have a status or status of online. They're all available. And contents gives you some kind of high-level description or categorization of what kind of content this table space has. It's what are these contents. In this case, like this is a very specialized purpose table space, is an undo table space. So that's why the name is undo TBS. Undo TBS1, there will be undo TBS2. So it's for an undo tablespace for the purpose of Oracle's own usage for in the undo tablespace. Okay, so to get more information about the table spaces, although we know there are 5, we want to get more information such as the essence of this video, which is learning how to check table space usage. Then we will go to a different view, not this one. All right. So this one is getting the basic details of each of the table spaces, although it's also a lot. If you look again, there are so many columns and that will help you understand each of those table spaces, where they're at. Okay, again, if we wanted to look at the table space usage, then we will go to a different one, the one called DBA table space usage metrics. Look at that. Okay, so the view is this. It's a built-in Oracle view. You don't have to create it. So DBA table space usage metrics. Similarly, if you wanted to look at the structure of that view, you can do a Shift F4 on that. And it only has 4 columns to it. And you scroll to the right, you can look at the comments. So table space name is table space name. What else? Used space is total space consumed in the table space size, total size of table space, etc. Okay, so this is a view, and let's just execute this one. And similar to the previous query you've seen, we can it lists the table spaces. Okay, sysocs system temp in the users, and the second column being displayed is a result of this bit of processing in here. So what we are doing here is we are utilizing the available information of 2 columns in this view called DBA table space usage metrics. The 2 columns in it are usage space and table space size. So we are doing a division. If you have seen my other videos on SQL mathematics and SQL, then you will see and you will know that the slash refers to a division operation. So SQL is dividing the value of this by the value of this. Okay, and then you can see the parentheses in here. From here to here, there's a parenthesis, a pair of them, and then whatever is the result of this, which is a decimal value, is being multiplied by 100 so that it gets converted into a percentage value. And then there's a function on the outside of this blue highlighted text. We have a number function called round, which is doing a rounding off to a precision of 2 decimal places. Okay, so again, it divides this by this, and then whatever is the quotient is multiplied by 100 and rounded off to 2 decimal places. This one is just an alias. Okay, so based on this expression, which is doing a bit of computation, we were able to arrive at these percentage values over here. So it's like saying sysocs table space, it is at 2.94% used. That's what it means. System, which is very important, sysocs is also important, but system especially, is 2.77% used. So that means we're in good shape. So this is what the DBA or the developer or some other technical guy will normally look at when he or she wants to look at the health of the database, in specifically the table space. We're talking about the space available. So as you know, a database is also, it's for another conversation anyway, but the database is also dependent on the host machine's disk space, okay? So, but anyway, in this video, we have learned how to check database table space usage, okay? And we have used 2 built-in Oracle views. One is DBA table spaces, and the other being DBA table space usage metrics, this one over here, okay? Thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.